guys, do you think that COPPA killed YouTube or is killing YouTube? I don't know, but I am going to give you my opinion about it, and it's probably not going to be something for everybody. So if you don't like videos about ranting and raving and opinions, then this might not be the video for you. Well, hey, it's a beautiful day, and the sun is shining outside. I'm really enjoying it, especially after like a week and a half or whatever it was of storms and nastiness. Oh my gosh, I just about went nuts. I'm filming some stuff in my van while it's nice and sunny because I took off work because I wasn't feeling too well the last few days, and B, I just wanted to weigh in on my opinion on some stuff, and then I'm gonna try to get outside for a little while and get some fresh air. So first of all, I made this video about the advantages of van life, and I'm really stoked about it and I like it. Not too many people have probably watched it yet, or probably will ever, but maybe someday. At least it's out there. And I wanted to make the opposite of that, which are disadvantages of van life, and that video is really hard. I filmed some stuff, and quite frankly, I don't like it. It's really hard for me to talk about stuff that could potentially be negative, and it's not that I'm overly optimistic or not a realist or whatever, or don't want to show you guys like the raw, real deal, because I'm putting out a video here pretty soon that's pretty much real van life, and it's kind of something that sucks. But to sit here and complain about my life when I don't feel like it's bad is really hard for me to do, you know. And basically, if I'm talking about the disadvantages of van life, I'm complaining about it. So I will be working on it. We'll see. Maybe I won't come out with that. Maybe I'll just, you know, as challenges arise. And it's a good thing a lot of us just call it challenges. We don't call it like, oh, sucky, horrible, bad things, because it really isn't. It's just like any other lifestyle. You have, you know, good days and not so good days, and they can be a challenge sometimes to surmount or deal with or whatever. And so that's basically what it is. It's just an opportunity to learn and move and grow, and so that's not a bad thing. I realize that it's like that in every aspect of life, no matter what lifestyle you have. But van life for me and a lot of others, it's made them really realize that that's, you know, it's not necessarily bad or negative. It's an opportunity. Just like right now, I'm feeling kind of crappy, but I'm using this opportunity to say hello to people and maybe, you know, put down a video log or a blog or a vlog or whatever you call it. Yeah, so, and there were some other things that were on my mind that I just wanted to talk about, and one of them happens to be, because I'm a new YouTuber, okay? I've got like, what, maybe a dozen videos up. Last time I counted, maybe 11, and I'm putting up another, so that'll be 12 by the time you guys see this. Okay, so I'm a brand new YouTuber, and here I am. You know, I've been watching YouTube for a long time and not having any issues with it or whatever. And then I hear about all this COPPA stuff about how, you know, they're making YouTube and its creators comply to this law that went into effect back in the 90s. And it was in for good intent to protect children, but they didn't really like nail it down too much. And so there's a lot of vague stuff. So it was never really like acted upon by anything. And now all of a sudden they're like hammering on YouTube, you know, basically giving them this big fat fine. I can't even remember what it was. And there's videos out there I'm sure you guys have seen. You know, go and watch them and do your research. But it was like, I guess apparently like YouTube got slammed with this big thing that has to do with, you know, an act that was supposed to protect children. And now basically what it comes down to is if you're a creator on YouTube that makes videos for children, you're basically not going to make any money. It's basically like they took all the monetization away and they took all the advertising away. So it basically either killed your channel or just made your channel like worthless, like there's no money. So if you keep doing it, it's because you love it and, you know, you don't mind or whatever. But I don't see that that's going to be a viable option for everybody. You know, there's not going to be any permanent content on any channels like that. And then anybody else that has videos that could appeal to children, and they don't state that they're made for children, they could get fined. I don't know if this is true, but I heard up to $42,000 per video. And that's going to be hard for a lot of creators that have been putting stuff out. Now they got to go check, you know, like 600 or 700 or more videos to make sure that they didn't put anything in there that might be appealing to kids. And a video I put up recently, it isn't as good as I wanted it to be. I had to edit some stuff out because I was afraid that it might, you know, be something that might appeal to kids for 5 seconds, and I don't want to take that chance. Now, I might have been thinking an overkill. However, you know, $42,000 is something I just don't have. And even if I did, I really don't want to have to pay that to somebody, because I kind of sort of might have made something that might have appealed to children. So yeah, I had to take it out. So in my opinion, you know, it's, I think this is a raw deal. And it's not just that, but it's, you know, it's a slippery slope, because it could, you know, potentially, you know, impact free speech. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't protect kids. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, you know, this is a little bit too rough, I think. A little bit too Big Brother having his thumb in your pie kind of deal. And on top of that, like some other YouTubers have pointed out, this is going to make it so family-friendly content is no more. You know, I basically had a segment in my video about how I decorated my van for the holidays. And because I realized that anything that has to do with Christmas is extremely appealing to small children, I took that out of there, even though it had nothing to do with kids, and I wasn't talking about Santa Claus or anything like that. I was just showing some cute decorations that I had. One of them is a camper van that has little Christmas lights and stuff on it that I hung from my rearview mirror, and I think it's very adorable and cute, and I wanted to put it up and show to my family and friends who watch my channel, and maybe even some potential strangers who don't know who I am. However, because I had to get paranoid about the fact that I might get fined, I took that out of the video. And to me, that's just wrong, because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't putting any, you know, things in there that are going to hurt kids, or, you know, and I'm not making a video like Sesame Street and Big Bird and all that kind of crap. You know, I'm not putting some puppet show on, but because I know that anything that has to do with Christmas appeals to children, I took that part out of my video, because I rethought it and I went, uh-oh, I don't want to get in trouble because of the COPPA Act. And so this is really like affecting everybody, and it's killed some channels, like, you know, some kids that have stuff on there that they make videos for kids because they're kids, you know, so now they can't make their videos and have them monetized. I mean, this is ridiculous. You know, and I'm sorry, but if you're a creator of stuff, especially if you've done a lot of it, you should get some sort of compensation for that. I mean, you shouldn't have to be relegated to, oh, because you make stuff for kids, now you don't get paid. I mean, come on. I mean, even people that supposedly take a vow of poverty get some kind of money, like, you know, priests and nuns and stuff like that. They have to feed themselves, you know? I mean, come on. This is stupid. So, yeah, I think this has gone too far. So, there's been petitions passed around, and if you see one, you know, basically, you know, sign it. I electronically signed mine. I don't put up links because it doesn't really work out for me. I kind of mess stuff up on that. So I won't be putting any links in the description, but there are plenty of other YouTubers out there. One good one that I did watch recently was Tiny House Prepper. He's got a really cool channel about how he turned his travel trailer into a tiny house, and it's pretty much off grid and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, just neat stuff that he and his wife do, and things that have happened to them. And he weighed in on this, and he's got a lot of good information on there, and he has links to the petition and things like that. So I recommend, if you're interested, to like check out his channel. And just click on the link and subscribe to the dude. He does a pretty good job. I mean, it's not for everybody. Some of the stuff might be, you know, not quite as entertaining to some folks, but you know, they have a good heart. They're good people. I can tell that they really want to help out, and so they're putting, you know, their hard work out there. And but yeah, so here I am on a nice day, and I'm not feeling so good, so I should be out in the fresh air, but I'm putting down my opinion because I think it's important. I think that it's gone a little too far. And yeah, I probably don't have a basis for comparison because, you know, I'm a brand new YouTuber. I've only been doing it for like a month or so, and yada yada, but I've been watching the content for quite a while, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to become a YouTuber, because I like the platform. I like the community that it's created. I like how you can interact with each other, and I don't want to see things like that disappear. There's other YouTubers that are talking about putting their stuff up on other platforms, and that's fine, but once that they get a hold of YouTube, they're going to try to do it to other places too, so I don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, please go and sign the petition if it does come around to you. And like I say, just go do your research and check out other channels who are, you know, more versed on this. There's a lot of people out there that are talking about it. YouTube even has some stuff up, but it can affect everybody. I mean, you know, I don't understand how this thing works, but you know, it might not be a good thing for all kinds of media. And I've been an artist my entire life. You know, I've done lots of different kinds of things, anywhere from drawing, painting to sculpting, you know, just anything, making music. And I really don't enjoy other people censoring my stuff. I would rather censor it myself, if you know what I mean. I think that's my prerogative as a creator, to create my stuff the way I feel it should be created. And I feel like I'm a decent human being, and I'm not going to put out stuff that's going to harm anybody as far as I'm concerned, or is going to hurt kids, or you know, hopefully not adversely affect anyone, no matter what their age. And I assume that most artists and creators are the same way, no matter what their medium. You know, I don't, you know, there's a few bad apples, but seriously, compared to all the good content that's out there, and all the good art that's out there, and all the beautiful things that we have on this planet that humans have created, I don't think that we need that much micromanagement of the creative process. That's my opinion. I think that it is just awful that they could, you know, come down and basically tell an artist what they can and can't do. And that's what it's going to come to if this kind of stuff keeps up. It's a slippery slope. And it's not just affecting people in the United States where this act was enacted. That's another thing that's not quite right. There are YouTube creators all over the world, in every country. And because the United States decided to pass this law, and because the United States decided to fine YouTube and squash their creators, now every country has to abide. And they didn't even pass the law. They don't even have this thing in their countries. They don't have COPPA. People in Canada that I watch, people in the UK. I mean, I watch YouTube channels from all over the world, and now they got to comply with some stupid law from the United States because the United States decided that they were going to fine YouTube. I don't think that's right. So now every artist in the world, every creator in the world that's on YouTube that wants to put their stuff up has to be careful because of our law, just because YouTube is an American company. That's just not right. I just don't. I know. It's like, you know, all right, well, if you want to use our product, you have to abide by our laws and our rules. Yeah, I understand that, but I just think that it's taken it a little bit too far. And while it hasn't affected me, because I've got a whole whopping 12 people that watch my channel at any given time, and I think I've got, at this point, I've got like 15 subscribers, and I'm not making any money off of this. So really, you know, monetarily, it's not affecting me, but in my heart and emotionally and making me, it does affect me, and it makes me wonder, for the future. So now every single time I make a video, I have to click that button, which is fine with me because, I don't want to get in trouble or whatever. And I've only got a few videos, so I didn't have to go back and click the button a million times. And some people, I guess they're big enough to where they give them a button that they could push for their whole channel, which I guess helped. But I don't know if they have to still go back and do all the videos or not. But it's still, big creators and small creators alike, it affects them. And you have to think about that every time you're making content now. Could this be something that might be appealing to kids? Is this video gonna ever be monetized in the future? What, can I still have comments put on my channel from people? Because that's another thing it does. I think, from what I remember right, the kids' videos, nobody can comment on them. You can't talk to each other anymore. So the kids can't interact with each other when they watch their own stuff. And that's terrible. And, and I'm understanding that they're trying to keep away internet trolls and bullies and all that kind of stuff. But really, like, seriously, so now they can't comment on your video if you make a video that happens to appeal to kids. I mean, come on. That's part of the reason why I love YouTube. You can't watch regular TV and talk to the person that made the film that you're watching. That's the biggest thing for me. If I can't do that, then I'm not going to do it anymore. So all of my videos have to be marked as not made for kids because I want to be able to interact with people. I want people to talk to me and say, hey, what's up with this, blah, 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 And I want to be able to respond because that's the big, huge draw for me for YouTube. If it wasn't like that, I probably wouldn't even have thought of doing it, to be honest with you. I don't mind making films or whatever and videos. It's fun. But I would have just showed them to my friends and family, and that would have been it. And they would have probably sat in my computer in storage and, only been watched whenever. Just like everybody else makes, in the old days, making their home videos. The reason why I wanted to do YouTube is because it's interactive. It's unique. It's, it's something that, the younger generation pretty much takes for granted because it's been around most of their life when they remember. But I'm old enough to remember when this kind of stuff didn't happen. They were just starting to put computers in schools when I was a little girl. And they were pretty clunky and archaic. And the only reason why it ever happened at all was because, Apple decided that it would be a neat idea to see what kids would do with computers. And so certain schools that I went to had them. But not every school I went to did. Not every school got them. But because my family traveled a lot, I ended up in several different schools that had computers. But most of the time when I was growing up, there wasn't anything like that in the schools. And in the high school, our computer science class was so boring, I didn't even want to take it. So I came from, a time when this stuff wasn't around. And so for me, I don't want to take it for granted because I like it. I'm embracing it. I think that YouTube is a neat thing. I think that anything that has to do with being able to interact with other creators of content is just awesome. And I fear that could be in danger. Whether my channel gets to be big or not, I still like the idea that I could talk to other YouTube creators. So even if I never made this video, even if I never made this channel, it still would hurt my heart to see this all go away because I really enjoy interacting with people. And even people that are just making comments or on live chats or whatever, it's really fun to sit there and talk to each other. I've actually made several comments on videos, just like I'm sure you all have, and then somebody else making a comment made a comment on my comment, and then I get in a conversation with those people. I just think that it's a nice thing to do. I just think it's interesting and fun, and it's... People say it takes away from your social life. I don't think so. I think it enhances it because now I'm even more social than I was because I'm kind of an introverted person. And so not only do I get it in the outside world, in my real world, but then I get to do it in my leisure time as well. Whereas most of the time, when I'm at home or in my van or wherever I am, and I'm not at work or I'm not interacting with other people, I basically would curl up in a ball and read a book or watch a regular TV program when I did watch TV, or do some artwork. And I still do a lot of that, but now instead of watching regular TV that I can't interact with, I am interacting with YouTube. I'm at least leaving somebody a comment or a smiley face or something. And I think it's way healthier than just sitting there and watching a dull game show or program or whatever and enduring commercials, or, you know, even skipping through the commercials. I mean, I don't know. I think, for me, I think YouTube's way better and healthier, and, you know, I can stop it at any time and then go back to it. I mean, it's just, to me, I think it's a lot better platform than just, you know, when I want to veg, going home and watching TV. I haven't really owned a television set since 1996. And yeah, I've watched TV because I've been with people that had TVs, relatives or otherwise. But for me to own one, no. And so a lot of times I would just, you know, create artwork, which I still do, which is a good thing. But, you know, other times I just read a book and I'm not interacting with people. If I'm living by myself, because I've lived by myself now for quite a long time, you know, I don't think that's healthy. You know, I have no one to talk to when I go home from work, so I'm reading a book all night. You know, how healthy is that? I don't think it's a good thing. And I can't be calling my friends 24 hours a day and talking to them on the phone, and I can't be going out all the time. That's not, you know, sustainable. So, you know, and especially when you're tired. And so on those nights, you know, it's great. You could just, like, watch a couple of videos and comment on them and then do something else. I mean, I think it's neat. And I don't want to see that go away, whether I make content or not. So, yeah, that's just my thought on how it affects everybody and everything. But the biggest thing is, like I said, it affects everybody around the world that uses YouTube. Period. And that just isn't right. I don't like that. I don't think it's fair. I understand why it's happening. And I understand, you know, hey, if anybody in the UK wants to use our platform or anywhere else or whatever, they got to abide by US rules. I get it. But I don't think that rule should be there to inhibit everything. I think they need to do something better to protect kids. I really do. Because kids aren't going to be watching anything. There's not going to be any family-friendly stuff anymore if they're going to do all that kind of stuff to all the creators on all the platforms or whatever. So kids are either going to be watching nothing or they're going to be watching crap. And we're talking bad crap. So, yeah, I just don't see that this is a good solution. But that's my opinion, and I guess I'm sticking to it. And everybody knows the old saying about opinions. Everybody has one. So, yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can go outside and get some fresh air now that I've had my rant. All right, talk to you later.